Agape means unconditional love, the love of God operating through the human heart. If you're following me, you hear me say that all the time, because life is love and love is life. And when love is happening, man, we feel alive. When love is not happening, life doesn't look so good, does it? So that's what we're here to do. Here at Agape, we basically teach a practical spirituality. That's all it is. And there are two facets of that: meditation and using the power of the law to create our lives. Our foundation is based on the teachings of Ernest Holmes and the science of mind. Once I found the science of mind, oh my God, I just took off. And I took off so much that not only did I like it, not only did I become a practitioner, I ended up becoming a minister and dedicating my life to teaching this so that others can find the same power within them that I found within me. So everything that I talk about, I tell you, don't believe a word I say. Once you prove it for yourself, the belief is yours. It's no longer Lee's belief, it's your belief. And that's how it worked for me, so that's why I teach it that way. So there's two basic principles that we found everything on. One is meditation, oneness, connecting into oneness. The second is how to use the law of causation, the law of cause and effect, the law of attraction, whatever you want to call it. Those two things create how we use and live life. So with that, let's just take a moment. Let's take some time to just get still. So I invite you to come into a comfortable, seated, upright position with your back straight, hands gently resting on your lap. Close your eyes and bring your awareness to your breath. Consciously breathe in and out of your heart. With every breath, visualize your heart opening, expanding. Visualize the breath purifying, releasing anything that might have caused your heart to close, to not be open. And with your heart open, as you breathe into your heart, breathe out from your heart into every cell of your body. And know by breathing love into every cell of your body, you're healing yourself. With every breath into your heart, you're healing memories that have held you back. You're becoming truly aware that there's one life, and that life is breathing life into you, because you are that life individualized. You are a unique expression of infinite love. And you've been given all the power to create whatever life experience you desire. So breathing into your heart, ask your heart, what is it that you desire to experience today? Follow that up with asking, who must I become in order to have that experience? What must I let go of in order that I can become this new vibration, this new me that allows me to experience a more expansive life? And know that your heart is feeding you information. It's always guiding you toward that thing within you that is desiring to be expressed. That thing which juices you and gives you this desire for life. Realize you don't have to prove anything to anyone else. You just have to live in alignment, in partnership with your heart. And now life has meaning, a deep meaning for you. So in this idea and knowingness that you are one with life, that you are unique, that your heart is guiding you, bring yourself into a state of gratitude. Be so grateful for life that you can walk around living your life saying, I love my life. And my life loves me. And in this consciousness of gratitude, bring your awareness back to this time, to this space, to your body. And when you're ready, open your eyes, put a smile on your face, and welcome back. So today, I thought I'd talk about creating. And the question I came up with is, how does the one creative principle work? And you notice I said the one creative principle. They're not individual principles that create. There's only one. In religious science, we teach that there is one mind. That mind is the infinite mind. That mind is perfect. And that mind is my mind now. Knowing that my mind and its mind are the same mind, and knowing that the power that it has that created everything out of itself is responding to me, I realize that my job is to understand how to use that one creative power. So when we talk about this power, we can refer to it as a principle or a law. And here's what I've come to understand, that all principles, universal laws, are always present, always available, and always impersonal. You see, if it's a universal law, it's everywhere. If it's a universal law, it's always working. And if it's a universal law, it's impersonal. In other words, it's not going to give you more than someone else. There's no one that's more special than anyone else to the law. So the law gives you who you are. It gives you what you think about the most. It doesn't care what you want. It gives you who you are. But at the same time, while I just said it's impersonal, it's personal. Why? Because it gives you who you are. It doesn't care, though. We've got this idea that God, we use the word God, is giving what's best for us. No. God, it, doesn't care. It's given itself, me, the unique expression of life that is Lee, the power to create his life. And it gives me the freedom to use this universal law any way I choose. The key thing is a principle or universal law is limitless. It is our use of this law that can create a perceived state of bondage. Did you hear that? If we have a limited thought process, we're putting ourselves in bondage. Because the law itself doesn't know anything about bondage. It knows how to create anything that we can possibly believe. So isn't it fascinating that what limits us is within us? What expands us is within us, because we are a part of the universal law. We are a unique part of the oneness of all that is. See, we are either creating new experiences or repeating old ones. For most people, it is repeating old ones. This is not good and this is not bad, provided that they fulfill or they produce a sense of fulfillment. See, this is what I've come to understand, that it's not about being happy all the time. It's impossible to be happy all the time. You are always going to be balanced with happiness, sadness, support, and challenge, good and bad, how we perceive it. You're always going to be challenged with that. But the key thing, are you fulfilled? And at the end of the day, when you go to bed at night and you ask yourself the question, did what I accomplished today fulfill me? If it did, that's a great day. If it didn't fulfill you, then there's a void in you. And that void will get bigger and bigger and bigger until you find out how to live and what to pour your energy into that will give you that sense of fulfillment. This creative principle or universal law responds directly to our mental state. What did Jesus say? He said, "It is done unto you as you believe." It responds to your mental state. It's interesting that when this law is responding to your mental state, you might ask yourself, why is there all this chaos? Why is there all these things happening? Well, let me say this. If your life is chaotic, it is only because you are creating chaotic images in your mind. Your life reflects directly back to you. So if you're in chaos, know that your thoughts are chaotic. Your personality is simply an outpicturing of your interpretation of your own divinity. Your personality is an outpicturing of your interpretation of your own divinity. Can you expand on that in your own mind? Can you see how that is happening? I know my personality is all over the ballpark in so many ways. There are times when I'm a very mature, aware, wise teacher, sage. There are times when I'm a fun, loving 5-year-old boy. See, in my mind, I am both divine and human. And because I'm in my human form, I honor that. I realize that I'm in my human form to experience life. And the experience that I have, I can use the divine nature within me to create. I can use the universal law. I can use this sacred principle to create a greater and greater and greater life experience. Here's a little something that maybe you hadn't thought about. Everything has a mental atmosphere. People feel and react to the mental atmosphere of a person, a place, or a thing. And you're saying, well, Lee, things have mental atmospheres? Well, think about this. Everything, no matter what it is, a person, place, or thing, is energy. And energy is a frequency. Here's one of the things that I know is when I went to St. Peter's Basilica and toured it, and I sat down in a pew 4 years ago, closed my eyes, went into a meditative state, I felt the atmosphere of all the millions of people who have come there seeking relief. And I cried. I cried because I felt that energy. I know from people that I've talked with that if you went to Auschwitz, that there would be an energy there that would be very, 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 very dark. Think about this. What's the energy if you went to Disneyland or Disney World? What's the energy if you went into a plant that is producing steel? You see how everything has a different atmosphere? And the thing that happens is what we don't realize is that we bring with us a mental atmosphere when we're with a person. when we're in a place or we're using a specific thing. And the mental atmosphere that we bring will either lighten or darken the atmosphere of that place and thing. We'll add to it or we'll subtract from it. So what I like to know is that I don't have to go to the Himalayas to meditate deeper. I do know that no matter where I'm at, I am that point of consciousness. But at the same time, I realize my humanity. And I understand that we are all subject to or influenced by what the whole world believes. Most of the time, it is the collective belief of humanity operating through us. So explore that with me for a second. Let's unpack that. You live in a world, and there are beliefs in that world. Right now, today, there's a belief in inflation. And the belief in inflation is there. Do you believe in infinite abundance? Or do you believe in lack? The collective consciousness is affecting you, whether you believe it or not, because it takes work to move beyond the collective. This is why I feel it's critical that the people you surround yourself with in life, the people that you get to choose to be with, the people where you get to choose to spend time, are people who are open to a greater and greater experience. People who question everything. People who don't just blindly follow what the masses are doing. Because I'll tell you what, if you're following what the masses are doing, you're going to have the experience that the masses are having. And I choose not to have that. I question everything, and I choose not to follow what the masses are doing. Because here's what I understand. I was given a brain. I was given the ability to think. I was given the ability to question. I was given that to become more aware. So I question everything. Our power is understanding that our mental atmosphere creates what is going to happen to us. And we have the power to change it. But to change our mental atmosphere, it's not something that happens like boom, done. It's effort, because your current mental atmosphere is the sum total of all the thoughts you've ever had. So to change that atmosphere, you've got to input that new thought many times before that energy changes within you. It's like having a beaker of blue water that's half full. If you keep adding the same water in, it's going to stay blue. If you add in some water that's blue and some water that's yellow, it's going to turn slightly. But if you add in all yellow water, at some point, the water in the beacon will turn green. You see, that's why affirmations, mantras are so valuable to us, because it is through the use of them that we change our mental atmosphere. And when we change our mental atmosphere, we give the law, that universal principle, a new shape, a new mold, a new way of giving a creative experience to us. And isn't that what we want? To experience new. I don't know about you, but my DNA wants new. I'm happy for a little bit, but then I want to move on and get a greater and greater experience of life. My job, I believe, in this life is to experience as much of it as I can and to be the conscious creator of that experience by using the universal law of cause and effect, the law of attraction, to create my life. I understand that I am a unique expression of God. I understand that you are, and everyone else is, a unique expression of God. And I understand there is a power in me and in you that responds to the nature of our thought. And when we consciously understand that and we use it and direct it, it responds right back to us in the most perfect way. So stop looking outside yourself. Stop looking for a guru. Stop looking to travel to Sedona or to the Himalayas. Realize that all you need is to start right where you are, because that's where the infinite is located, in you. You are the power. You are the way. Listen to your heart and let it guide you. I promise it will not let you down. I want to thank you for taking your time to be with me today. If this message touched you, I invite you to share it. Spread this message out. Also, if it touched you, I would love for you to make a donation. You'll see down below there's a Give tab. Click on that Give tab. Whatever you give to us, what we do is we try to take this message to more and greater and greater and greater numbers of people. I believe that if we can empower people together, we can change the world and create a world that works for everyone. I'm honored and blessed to be on this journey with you. Thank you for being you and allowing me to be me.